Someone whispered in my ear that James Van Praagh is here.
Welcome to Live It Up. And this segment is completely different than any others because when we found out who our guest was going to be, Franny and I had to both jump into the here.
Yeah.
That's right. And with us is James Van Praagh, and he wrote this amazing book that just launched today. And welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
So, Franny, go ahead. You have to jump in here now because you're good at
jump in and say, okay, first of all, why don't you just tell us about the book? And I know that we come from the same place. We found out
that shut up, be quiet, slow down.
2 seconds I'm talking to this guy. You ready? Tell us about your book.
All right, I'll tell you about the book. What do you want to know about the book?
I want to know whatever you want to tell us about the book.
The book was, well, for people that don't know me.
Yes, I don't know who that would be, but okay.
I'm a spiritual medium, which means I talk to dead people for a living.
Oh, that's, okay, I think at this point they need to leave.
Okay. No, we have a lot of dead people that we actually like.
We're alive. Can you talk to us? Okay.
Honey, I don't know if you're alive or not, debatable. But anyway, so, I created the show Ghost Whisperer. That was my show with Jennifer Love Hewitt. And for 25 years, I've been speaking with dead people. And for 25 years, they wanted me to write a book about life on the other side and the messages that they have for the living. So this book is all about the different messages that they bring through, whether it's about guilt, forgiveness, regrets, things, the shouldas, wouldas, or couldas, how to not have those when you pass over.
Right.
And that's what the book is all about.
So the dead people asked you to write this book.
Spirits have asked me to write that book. They've come through me different messages that I've done throughout the years with different people, and I would go after the show, I'd go back and I'd write down the messages. And those are the ones that I put in this book. So it's a way of getting through life. It's like a manual of life and having no should-have, would-have, or could-haves and taking care of things and not waiting until you're dead to come back and say you're sorry.
Yeah.
And even in the jacket cover, you said sometimes it's good to acknowledge who your enemies were too because things happen for a reason.
Yes, I say in life, I tell people that, which is very, very true. This earth is our schoolroom. This is our schoolroom, and we're filled with a lot of challenges, a lot of classes, and a lot of lessons. And the people in your life that are the hardest ones to get along with, right, are your greatest teachers.
Right.
Because you have to ask yourself, what are they teaching you about yourself?
Right.
And I do believe, because about 3 years ago I had a near-death experience.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. I had poison. What did I have? I was being a really
Probably
nice
my
guy.
cooking. Yeah,
Exactly.
Anyway, I know.
It was food poisoning. It wasn't yours.
Yeah.
You're psychic. It was food poisoning. And this is a really funny, well, that's a funny story, but
Well, you're alive, so it's a good story.
I'm alive, so it's a good story. I went into, I don't know if you have to be in New York to get this, but I was I was going to a meeting, and there was a parking lot, and I hadn't eaten lunch. And I said there was an Middle Eastern delicatessen there. I thought, well, maybe they'll have turkey sandwiches. I don't know. And I thought I should go there and be nice to them, because I'm sure a lot of people aren't nice to them because of the war that's going on. So I thought I'll go there and smile at them and be nice to them. I said, hi, how are you? Do you have turkey sandwiches? And the lady said, I can make you one. I said, okay. Well, little did I know 12 hours later that lettuce that she put on the sandwich was not good. So I ended up in the hospital. But before I went to the hospital, I regurgitated at least 12 times.
That one piece of lettuce?
It could have been something in there.
Ooh. It's a lot of lettuce.
And
it
multiplies.
It multiplies.
And it was building a field in there.
5 pints of blood. 5 pints of blood. And the last time I went to the restroom, my head hit the sink. I fell unconscious. I came out of my body, and I was looking down. Of course, the first, I can't say it on television, can I?
Say it nicely.
We can bleep it if we need to, but yeah.
The first was, oh!
Yeah. Right.
And that's what I said. I looked at it and said, uh-oh. And the first feeling I had, the sense of, was that I was like a thread. And what was really interesting was I was a thread connected to the tapestry of the universe. And that every single person has a thread that's very important to that tapestry. And it was really, really interesting. And I saw my dead cousin who died 30 years earlier, who committed suicide, who I had not seen since, even with the work I do.
Right.
And I looked at her and I said, what's going on? She goes, don't worry, it's going to be all over soon. It's going to be all over. And I had the wherewithal to say, in my head to her, my mind, telepathically, do you mean over, or over? Can you please tell me which one's going to be? So, and with that, I saw my father. She disappeared. My father was in the distance. And I went, I was back in my body. And a friend of mine was there screaming, James, wake up, wake up. And I opened my mouth. It's like, oh, my God. I said, the first words out of my mouth were, dying is easy, living is hard.
Wow.
Is that wild?
Yeah,
trippy,
that is
trippy.
really wild.
Yeah, and that was the first experience of near death, and it gave me that sense of the sense that we're all one, and that we really are. And all this stuff here is an illusion. It's really an illusion. It's a third-dimensional world. It's an illusion. What matters the most is what's inside you. The heart. Every single person is a divine light, a divine being, and we come back on this earth for the lessons, for the challenges. And again, the hardest challenges we have are the greatest lessons that we learn, and it pushes our evolvement that much further out.
Out of curiosity, when you describe that, how similar is that then to astral projection? Because they describe it the same way with a thread.
It's interesting. Well, the thread that they were talking about, astral projection, is called the silver cord. And the silver cord is like a thread. It's connected to our solar plexus area, and the spirit body is connected to the physical body by the silver cord. And in astral projection, you can actually project yourself out of the physical body to a certain place, which is true, by the way. It could have totally been out-of-body experience could have been what it had. Or a near-death experience. I'm not going to say there could be distinction. I don't know. I was out of my body, let's just say.
And you saw yourself.
But I didn't see the thread that I was connected, but I felt like I was a thread connected to the tapestry. But in astral projection, they do project themselves out, and they can travel for miles and miles with this silver cord connected. At the time of death, the silver cord is detached.
Severed?
It's severed.
And that's when you know you don't fall back into the bed.
That's right. And then you have the opening of the whole new dimension, and the sense of perspective changes.
Wow. Either that or you get somebody who sews really quick. Please. Get that thread going.
When you were little, though, did you...
You know, you're a sick person. You realize that.
And I think we
so
are bonding because
I think we have we have something going on here. It's kind of weird.
In between.
So I slap you. You know that.
All right.
Give me 2 seconds with you.
Well, you know what? That's all for now. And if you want more information, go to our website at liveituptvshow.com. We're going to stay here. We might just keep recording.